Mic check, mic check. So what I was saying is, um, when you can combine your fitness, right, and your mentality, you are a weapon. Because what happens is you have now merged the two most important things, the two most strongest things known to man, which is your mentality and your body. And there's nothing more stronger than that, right? Um, that there's a reason why we're the most intelligent species on the planet, right? Because we have both. We have the power of perception, we have the power of recognition, we have the power to understand and to use our mind to impress upon the world, right? Like we don't just wait, and we've evolved much more than just to let life happen to us to where we're just like walking around eating and just surviving. We we're in Teslas, right? Like you don't just get a Tesla by just letting life happen to you, right? Like you have to impress upon life. You have to force your hand on life. You have to make things. You have to bring it into life. You know what I'm saying? You have to. This was brought into this life. All of this was part of somebody's mentality. All of this was part of somebody's thought process. All of this was once an idea. And the power of learning how to express yourself through your own words is one of the biggest superpowers, because not only do you find who you truly are inside, but you can put yourself in situations just by knowing that about yourself. So if you know how to talk, if you know how to express, if you know how to explain things, you can literally bring things into this life. That's exactly what that means, right? That's why, a lot of musicians, they end up doing all these other things and they're very successful at it, right? Because they were competing in one arena, which is the music arena, and they won, which is, they made this music, they composed all of these beats together, they put these words together to make people feel something, and that, gained them currency, that gained them some type of influence besides money, right? Because money will come no matter what, right? It's literally tied. This world right here that we live in, at least in the US, we're literally tied to you do something that other people feel first, and then you get the reward, right? It's always like that. And what happens is these musicians will do that first, and then after that they always start like either like a clothing brand, or they start like a movement of some kind, and they're always successful because if you can do it once, you can always do it again, right? And as a man, you have to have that type of mentality that even if you're down right now, right? Even if you're down, even if something has happened to you that you think that the world and the walls are caving in on you, you can always dig yourself out, and you can always achieve success again if you've already achieved it once, right? That's why I say get into the gym and work on your body, because that right there is a form of success in itself, right? And the form of success is you have a healthy body, you have a strong body, right? You're literally giving yourself longevity, right? By building a stronger body, right? Because I genuinely think that strength is relative to life, right? So if like the stronger you are, I feel like the healthier you are, right? Um, and you know, you don't get strong by having a weak mind. So you have to have one and one. They have to match up, right? So you always have to think about it first, and then the body shows it, right? And then the body follows. And then, funny enough, once you get so good at it, the roles flip, because you get so strong physically that sometimes your mind checks out and your body kind of takes over, right? And it's actually pretty bizarre because the only way you can get that way is first by really, really, really thinking about what you want, right? Like, think about this. Michael Jordan right now, right? At one point, all he did was obsess about basketball, right? All he did every single day for years and years and days was obsess about basketball. But now, do you think he thinks about basketball that much? Maybe, not as much. But guess what? Now the level of influence, the success is so much that there's literally nothing that he can do that can destroy it. Literally nothing. He obsessed his way into a massive wave of success that is no longer extinguishable. You can't do anything to disrupt the success anymore. It's done. Like it's there's too much involved now. It's too much into the world. It's here to stay. It's so ingrained in the roots that you would have to do a lot to destroy this monster, right? And when you look at things like that, you start understanding how important getting obsessed about a goal or getting obsessed about being something that you want to do is. You start seeing how important it is because you say, all right, I'm going to obsess about this one thing so much that my brain and life itself has no other choice but to give me what I'm thinking about, but to give me what I want, which is this one thing that I'm obsessing about. So it always starts up here, guys. Like always. It always starts in here, no matter what. So you can do it all. You can do anything. But whenever I see somebody that's lost, somebody that doesn't know what they want to do, I always say, pick something easy. Pick a small goal. Just pick something that you could do, that you have confidence that you could do, right? Like if I told you right now, yo, pick up that rock. You don't even think about it. You're like, all right, whatever. Pick a goal like that you know is a little challenging, but you're like, yeah, I could probably do it. Like if you're 30 pounds overweight, if I told you lose 15 pounds in 3 months, you would probably be like, you would feel a little bit of discomfort, but you would be, all right, I'm pretty sure I could do that. Not only will it benefit you, you know, your health, but it'll benefit your confidence. It'll benefit your mind because you just literally achieved something with your own mind. I mean, nothing else, nobody else helped you. I mean, sure, you could go and you could ask people, but at the end of the day, it's you doing everything. It's you, bro. Like, it's you doing it. So it's like, oh, like, I can do this. Yeah, you can do it. So once you pick that low level thing, or at least like a achievable goal for you, you move on and start doing something that's one step above that. Now you're like, all right, well, now I want to get a six pack. And then once you achieve that, all right, well, you know what? Now I want to run 2 miles in 10 minutes or something like that. Like the bar always gets higher because it almost becomes like a game at that point. You want to see how far can I get? How good am I? How good is this? How good is this right here? This is your controller, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're playing a video game, this is it. This is it. This is your player. This is your controller built in one. This is it. You're here. You're right here. You can literally do it all, bro, from right here where you're at. You don't need money. You don't need friends. You don't need family. You don't need nothing. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have these things. I'm not saying to go cut off everybody, but I'm saying if you found yourself in a position where you had nothing, you don't need nothing. You don't need anything. You can start wherever you are. You can start right where you are, and I guarantee you, you will be surprised on how much you can actually do.